Hi guys, it's Jessica here. I am finally doing my end of year BJD Collection update. So this is the end of 2017. This is my doll collection at the close of the year. I think today is like the 4th or something. And I was waiting for a few stragglers that had been sent out for face-ups to return, and there's one that's still missing. I think he may actually show up here anytime, maybe during the filming of this video, we'll see. But I decided what to do is to just review the dolls that came in 2017. And not do the whole collection, because at this point the whole collection it's over 60 dolls. So I'm just going to do the dolls that came in 2017 and make it a little bit more of a manageable video, hopefully. So this right here that we're looking at is these are all the SDs. So these are all the 1/3 scale dolls. They range from 60 to 75 centimeters, and I'll go over them more in detail. So I had to make a list for myself so that I wouldn't forget anything. So this was the list that I sat down and just thought about all of the dolls that had come in. What made it partly confusing too was that there was a lot of hybrids. So heads would come in and then bodies would come in later, or bodies would come in and then heads would come. So it's kind of made it a little bit more difficult to make it like just this doll came in and then this doll. It's been, well, this part came of it and then this part came in, and so it's a little more mixed up than that. But I did my best to kind of sort things out, and we'll just kind of start going through things. Briefly before we get going here, the two upper doll rooms, I should say, those are all the others. So the MSDs, the YOSDs, the pets, those sorts of things, 1/4 scale, 1/6 scale, that's and that sort of stuff. So, but we'll start here with the SDs, and I guess I'll just go and start one doll at a time. So this guy right here, he is a CP Delph Moon. And he is on he's on the type 1 Delph body, and he has a face up, but I think her Instagram name is Plague Bearer BJD. It was one of the things that drew me. I mean, I've been wanting a moon, and that was one of the Delphs I wanted to get, but I jumped on this guy because he had a face up by her, and he's just really lovely. He's wearing some pretty old enchanted doll eyes that I got for a pretty good price because of their age, but I think they're really beautiful in him. Yeah, and so this was one of those situations where I purchased the head separately, and the body I got from somebody else, but it worked out really good. Wait, this is actually really hard to hold because I'm kind of leaning over the table. Next in line here is my really lovely CP Delph Mayu, and she's on one of the old Delph bodies. I can't remember if it's type 1 or type 2. I put the neck connectors on all of my Delph bodies because I think some of the type 1s, some of the first ones had hooks. but I put neck connectors on all of them. So she's really lovely. She has a face up by Attila Tilly, and I recently put this kind of reddish tinged wig on her, and I'm not sure. I'm still considering it. I've had problems with bonding with this girl, and I keep trying different things, but she is so beautiful. She's got these big, beautiful eyes. She's wearing some Doll Bakery eyes that she shows them off very well. Next here, this is my quarter scale Doll Zone Deer doll. I think that's what they call him, is Doll Zone Deer doll. And he is on the 72 centimeter body. He's in the new Doll Zone tan skin. And I think he's wearing some glass eyes that kind of have a small iris look to him, but I think they suit him really good. And having green eyes is part of his story. So actually, this is a normal skin head with the blushing, and so because his head went to somebody else, and I think that this one with the blushing looks better with his tan skin. So he's got that one. This was Doll Zone Cindy that came with him, and he's actually on a different body though. I put him on a YoSD Impel doll body because I wanted him to be a boy, and his body got stolen by my Doll Pam Aruby, Pure Aruby Sleeping Head. And so the Sleeping Head is not a new doll. I mean, she's got it a face up by Denali Wind. That was a couple years ago that I got her, but she is the most adorable little hybrid on this body. So, and I wanted to show you to be able to see the really adorable little hooves. Really, really cute little body. These two guys here, these are my two Rumple doll sculpts, and they're both hybrids because Rumple doll just makes makes heads. He hasn't created his own body. But this is my, this light might be a little bit too much. Try that. Yeah, I think the light's just a little too intense. But this is Rumple doll Morpheo. Sorry, I was getting distracted by something. Rumple doll Morpheo. He has a face up by Red Iris Atelier, Angsty Penguin on Instagram, and she also did my Rumple doll Abaddon's face up, and very, very gorgeous face ups. I am so in love with both of these face ups. Morpheo, he is on the body that Rumple doll sculpted him to, specifically to fit, and that is the Doll She Pure Body. And there's been a series of Pure Bodies. This one is considered the old new Pure Body. And basically he is the old Pure Body, but the newer one that has no waist joint. He just has an upper torso joint. They eliminated the waist joint because it was a pretty terrible joint, I guess. It used to just be really unstable and bite people and not really give some good pinches, but not really do anything useful for him. So they eliminated that. And I actually got his head in the end of 2016. But I'm putting him here in the 2017 video because he he was just a head until 2017 when his body came in. He got a face up. He actually came back from his face up and arrived the same day that his body arrived, which was pretty cool. This Dalshi body is strung in the old way where you can't just take off their hands or feet. It's actually, the string is looped around them. You have to go and untie the whole string to take off, in order to take off their hands and feet. So I went in and took them all apart, put in hooks. I had to kind of cut and make hooks in a way to get everything to fit properly. So it was a big project. It did turn out to be a much bigger project than I thought it was going to be. But anyways, at this point, I really do love this Dalshi body. It is in need of being tightened at this point because I used some not great elastic and I learned my lesson there. Yeah, so he needs to be tightened basically. Abaddon, he came in on the, well, he didn't come with a body, but he came in and he's meant to be, Rumple doll sculpted him to be meant to be on the Dollstown 18-year body, which is a really gorgeous body. It's really beautiful, but it's over $700. And the thing that I wanted to do was that I wanted to get it in tan or pale tan and then blush the head to match. And so yeah, it was almost $700 or $800. And I just wasn't willing to pay that for a body. But I had just gotten in this tan 75 centimeter long sole body and decided to pop it on there, and it was amazing. Just really looked so amazing and wonderful. So Red Iris Atelier, Angsty Penguin, she actually blushed him to match this body, and he's gorgeous on it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I realized that I forgot to tell you their names as I was going. I wanted to be sure to tell sculpt names and then of course, my name for them. This is CP Lutz Delph Moon, and I've been calling him Alex. CP Delph Miu, been calling her Melody. My doll zone, Deer Doll, this is Ed Chigliak, and his little brother Noah Chigliak, and his little sister Natalie Chigliak. Rumple doll Morpheo, his name is Stefan, and Rumple doll Abaddon is his bigger brother, and his name is Victor. Okay, so we'll move on from here. Here we have, this is my Immortality of Soul Taurus head, and he is on a 72 centimeter resin sole body. And so this head is actually, I've had the head for a very long time. I bought it when it first came out. It sat in a box for about a year, and then I sent it to my friend Miss Mantis in the Netherlands, and she worked her magic on it and painted him. And then he came home and kind of bounced around some different bodies until finally this year he got his own body and he doesn't have to share anymore. And this is Woden. He's a very important character in my story. So I included him just because that he finally became a complete doll with his own body this year. Next here is another beautiful, beautiful doll that was customized by my friend Miss Mantis. She is a doll Chateau Christina, and she has been dyed with iDye poly into this beautiful pink and purple color, and meticulously painted with all of these gold henna tattoos. And this is Alyssa, and she is Woden's daughter. Next to her is Herne, and he is the son of Alandria. He is the brother to Herla, and he is a twigling Eloy head that is on a long sole 75 centimeter body. And the body actually came in 2016. So I've had the body, quite a while. The twigling Eloy head came in this last year in 2017. So this is the end of the year 2017 video. So the head arrived in 2017 and became this complete doll. So that's why I'm including him. One, because he's a very, very important character, and he became this complete doll. So I included him too. I'm going to come back down here to the bottom row and start down here. This is a Fairyland Feeple 60 ID head. And it was gifted to me from Grievous Girl. She has an Instagram and YouTube under the same name, and she is currently on an older CP Delph body. I think it's a type 1 body, and I may switch her on to a Feeple 60 Moe body that I got this year. And I included her because I meant to switch her onto that body, and she would have been all new this year if I had switched her onto this body. But there she is. She is Glinda, and she is the sister to my CP Delph elf leash, whose name is Elphaba. So that's Glinda. Okay, so next here is all of my twiglings that have come in this year. I would definitely call this the year of the twiglings. And some of them I have been waiting a very long time for. This was she the first one? I can't remember if my Minonginue was the first twigling doll of the year, or if it was this beautiful girl, my Ingenues. So this is Twigling Ingenues. Elf Ingenue is another name for her. She was a collaboration between Reese Twigling of Artifix Kindred, along with Magic Mirror, and I forget what her, Nadalyn, I think might be the that artist's name, but they collaborated to she basically, Magic Mirror took an ingenue head and gave it elf ears, and the eye shape has been changed, and the mouth has teeth, and then the hands were given these beautiful nails. And at the time, it was a new bust size. She had changed the bust. And I think it was, at the time, one of the larger, it was a larger bust than was otherwise available. So she's in the tan skin. She has a face-up done by Fitzwig. who has faced up a lot of my dolls this year. So you're going to see a lot of his work in my collection right now. She's wearing a pair of Oscar doll eyes that they were default on my Lucy Wynn head. And I stole them because they're just so gorgeous, and this girl, she's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. She is, her name is Scarlett, and she is the wife of Alondria. And that's a long story, and I think I need to catch you guys up on some of the stories and how things are going in Eden Sphere. I think. Next here, sorry for all the jumping around. Next here, this was the head that originally came in on my deer doll, but I was able to get a hold of another twigling body and make this beautiful doll zone deer head twigling body hybrid. And her name is Evangeline, and someday I'd like to get her painted, but the deer head itself is really gorgeous. I'd actually like to get my hands on another one so I could make another hybrid, but it's just simply gorgeous on the twigling ingenue body. It fits really well, and has great head movement. Really, really beautiful. So that's Evangeline. Next in line here, this is a long-awaited girl. Her, along with my Twigling Pieta, that's down here. Twigling Pieta, Twigling Elbe. These are the two tan girls that were part of the original Twigling long layaway. It was a year-long layaway, and the idea was that people would get in on these layaways that started January 2015, and at the end of that year they would have their dolls. Well, all kinds of things happened to make that go awry, and the tan dolls had a lot of problems, and they did not, it was over 3 years before these tan dolls finally made it to their owners. I came in a little later. Personally, I think I only waited 18 months, not the full 3 years, because I didn't join in back in January 2015. I joined in a lot later. So instead of 3 years, the full 3 years, it was more like 18 months. But worth the wait, because this girl is breathtaking. She recently returned from Fitzwig, who gave her a very gorgeous face up. Very, very gorgeous. Her resin is unbelievable. Haru Casting did these tan dolls, and they're beautiful, beautiful dolls. Beautiful dolls. This is my Twiggling ingenue, one of my several Twiggling ingenues. This girl, oh actually, and I'm pretty sure that this is Kion. I'm still trying to fill it out to see if she is going to fill the role of Kion, but she's been Kion in my mind for quite a while, and I think it's going to stick. So Kion is another very important character of mine. So yeah, this girl is one of several Twiggling ingenues that I have, because I really, really, really love the sculpt. She is in pink resin, and she has short hips and short legs. So she is 60 centimeters tall versus say this girl or this girl or this girl are on what would be the original body, which is short hips and long legs. and they're more like 65 centimeters. So she's very curvaceous. I really love her body shape, and I love that she's shorter. You can't see it quite as well because their hip waist joints are all the same height, so that doesn't really change. Yeah, she's curvy, beautiful body, and I have jumped Herla's character, who was on a different Twiggling Ingenue sculpt, into this Twiggling Ingenue sculpt. So, beautiful girl. And I want to say her face-up was by Sugary Pineapple. I bought this girl secondhand from Sugary Cuppy Cakey. I just feel like I'm never saying that right. But she makes really, really gorgeous wigs, and she's in Australia. So I bought this girl secondhand from her. This was one of the tan girls from the long pre-order. This is my Twiggling Pieta, and she's Alondria's sister. So technically she would be Herla's aunt. Yeah, she'd be Herla's aunt. She doesn't have a face-up yet, and because I just couldn't let her go. It took a lot of prying to send this head to Fitzwig, and now he's taking a break from doing face-ups, so more than likely I will wait for him to return and then send him my Pieta. And that's fine. I don't mind waiting. It's really hard for me to send my Twiggling girls away, so I'm fine with her staying with me for a little longer. This girl, this is a hybrid girl, and like I said, this has turned out to be the year of the hybrids, and she is the body and the head they both came in this year, so she's definitely she's completely a 2017 girl. Her head is a Twiggling Ingenue head that was casted by Dalshi in their pale tan resin. So I ordered this Dalshi 26F classic female body in the pale tan resin to match her, and she's extremely gorgeous. I love this hybrid very much. I mean, obviously my most favorite face sculpt ever is Twiggling Ingenue, so I never not like a Twiggling Ingenue, but she's amazing on this body. It's not a twiggling body. It's its own thing, has a very different aesthetic, and I really love it. Really love it. Okay, I'm going to go and we'll do the other dolls that are in the dollhouse, but I'm going to change the lighting around so we're able to see better. Okay. So I'll be right back. Here we go, guys. I think we're a little more than halfway through. Here we go. These are the remaining dolls. I moved them all to these two upper rooms. And this group here is what I consider my MSD dolls that are children. I haven't decided about this girl because she's not on the body she's going to be on, but these are all dolls that I consider to be children in relation to MSD, in relation to SD's 1/3 scale dolls. Versus these 1/4 scale dolls, 1/3 scale dolls. I have to edit this. I probably won't. These are MSD 1/4 scale dolls and some other things. But these are not children. I do consider these to be mature or adults. How's that? Kinda. But I think I'll start with this group, and then we'll move on. But this girl right here, if I had to say who my one and only doll that I would save if I could, which I don't ever want to be in that position, but this would probably be her. This is my twigling min ingenue, or Artifacts Kindred min ingenue. She is a quarter scale version of the big ingenue. So she's like 45 centimeters. But I love her. I love her so much. And she was one of the dolls that came in the earliest in this year. I love her. I just love her so much. She's everything I love about twiggling dolls and the twiggling body, except in this really small, compact, portable form, and I just love her. And she is, she's mini Hurla. Yeah, so she's got a face up by Fitzwig, of course, and she's wearing some Doll Bakery eyes. They're small iris. I think they're called hot pink. She's wearing some Doll Zone Deer Boy ears, which I never in my life thought I would ever get my hands on, because that was an event doll from quite a few years ago now, and I don't think it was an extremely popular one. I've seen very few, very rare owner photos of him, and most don't have their ears. But yeah, I was blown away to get these ears. I painted them. I haven't got around to blushing them, but I painted them to be, because they were white. They were a pretty mellowed and yellowed white resin, and so I painted them just to be a little closer in color to her color. I didn't mean it to match exactly or anything, but so that's my girl there. I love that doll. Love that doll a lot. Next to her is this headless guy that I was really hoping that by doing this video was going to summon his head here. He has been kind of bouncing around in the mail for the last week. He went to go get a face up at Red Iris Atelier, which is super close, Salem, Oregon, and then I'm on the west side of Washington State, and so it's a little bit annoying that the mail can't figure it out, but it's holiday season, I understand. So he is an Agati Alfar, and gorgeous doll, and I'd always been interested in Agati dolls. They are a mature MSD sculpt, a male mature MSD sculpt. If you have been a person who anytime in your time in the doll hobby was looking for a mature male MSD sculpt, you realize how rare and far in between it is to find those. So so that's him, and when I got Hurla, it became a top priority to get her a mini Gehern, and the artist had him in stock. No, she didn't have him in stock, but she had put in a pre-order. I had just missed it by a month, but she said there was going to be some extra dolls, and I had him by April. The whole thing went down pretty darn quick, and I had him by April. So, and I think I started inquiring and looking for him in February. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Next to him is my Lucy Wynn. She was one of Fairyland's Centaur girls, and she is in their tan skin, and she's on the tan skin body, a mowing line body, and she is one that might go into the children's group. I haven't decided yet. She's got a default Fairyland face up, which was one of the things that drew me to her, because I do think it's just gorgeous on the tan resin. Beautiful doll. Fairyland Moai body is just, it's just amazing. It's an amazing little body. You can see how, granted, she is next to some very, very tall MSD dolls, but I think Moai line bodies are 38 centimeters, so they're very petite bodies. Next to her here is my Freak Style Eve, and she, I don't really like the eyes that I have in her right now. They don't suit her very good, and they're not showing her eyes off and her face up. The things that sold me on her were this Clockwork Angel face up, and I bought her from Raukin, and she, as a parting farewell gift to the doll, she allowed me to commission this embroidered corset, specially sized for Freak Style Eve dolls, and it's gorgeous. The doll is gorgeous. One of her most gorgeous features is her derriere, which I won't show in this video, but really beautiful doll. This was a doll that was a head that actually came in 2016, into 2016, just by a smidge, but she didn't get a body and a face up and all that until 2017, so I'm including her here because that's when she came together as a character and as a doll. Her name is Siobhan, and there is the possibility that she might go be in with the kids, with the kid MSDs. It's hard for me to see Fairyland dolls. Sorry, I don't know how we got so tilted there. It's hard for me to take them as adults. They have, you know, such stylized features that they just come off very young, and they need to be with others that have those same features. So it's hard to put them next to mature featured dolls. These three here, these are all three hybrids, and they're very recent, and I really love these little chibis that I've been making. This is a Lily Cat Cerise Dolls Constantine head, and I got her off of DOA with the explicit reason that I wanted to make a chibi hybrid out of her, and I ended up putting her on this Doll Pam Lowly body, which you can't see the best here. I've showed her in some other videos. So adorable, so adorable. And I have no idea who did her face up or where it came from. She's an older doll. You can see if you look at her closely that she's got some yellowing. She's one of the original Constantines that was released. She's just super pretty, I think. These two hybrids here are they're on the Doll Zone Yo Carter bodies. I forget the numbers and letters, but they were the Yo Carter event doll. You can get the bodies though. You can buy the bodies. You just can't buy the Yo Carter head. This one right here was a white skin Yo Carter that I bought from, they had him in stock at Angelique. So I snagged him and immediately started popping on heads to play around with hybrids, and this is my sleeping ombre head. She's a Lily Cat Cerise doll sleeping ombre head in white skin with a face up by Cooler, and whoa, maybe that's
Look
him.
who's home.
Yep, that was the mailman, and he just delivered Gahern's head back from his Face Up by Red Iris Atelier, and so gorgeous, so gorgeous. I'm super happy. I just held him in my hands, just staring at him for a long time. He's absolutely gorgeous. I need to find his red eyes. Classically, he wears red eyes. I had these green ones, and I wanted to try them on, and they just stayed on for a long time, and they do look nice, but I think the red ones look really nice on him too. But he's gorgeous. He has painted on facial hair, and I wanted the option of being able to go wigless, because that's very nice, and so she painted his hair for me like she did with Rumple doll Abaddon. But that is my Agadi Alfar, just home from his Face Up with Red Iris Atelier. He's gorgeous. Okay, where were we? I think I was talking about the Yo Carter Doll Zone body. Okay, yeah, so these two hybrids, I've had this head for a long time. I mean, I've had it for a couple of years. It's been bounced around on some different various bodies. And she's supposed to be Alondria's sister lady. And so I don't know. She could potentially be, you know, a really little younger sister on this body. So I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with it character-wise, but I consider her to be my Lily Cat Moon. I've been calling her Luna on this body, and that was something that was kind of bouncing around in the back of my head, that I was going to rename Alondria's sister. I've been calling her Lady, and it was always kind of a placekeeper name, and but I've been thinking maybe I'm going to change it to Luna. But yeah, this body, I wish I had 5 of them. I have 2 of them though. This is my Doll in Mine Primrose head, and I actually bought her, she came in on this doll pan body. And that's a really super adorable hybrid too. But then Constantine stole that body, and Primrose got this body when it came in. It was I can't remember now what sculpt it was on DOA, and she was nice and split the doll, kept the head, and sold me the body. And really nice resin match here with my Doll in Mind head. Very, very adorable hybrid. Love it. I call her Bettina. I haven't come up with a name for this girl yet though. This little guy, I guess I would consider him to be a ball jointed doll pet. He is an artist doll, very gorgeous resin, sculpting, painting. He's painted by the artist. Super adorable. He is a Clover Dolls little dragon, and he is wearing a pair of Bear Called Red eyes. Her shop name is actually called Aqueous Humor, which is awesome. Aqueous Humor eyes. These eyes are so pretty, and they were a gift. They're gorgeous. Before I move on to the other group, I did want to share this guy. He is not completely a ball jointed doll. He is what I would consider a part ball jointed doll mixed with like an artist doll. So wire armature, centaur, deer tar body, and then ball jointed doll. Like his neck joints and his arm joints and torso are strung, and then he's got a hinge joint and a swivel joint here. He's all completely handmade and hand casted by the artist Red River Road, and They just make amazing, amazing dolls. Hand casted resin parts here. I'm not sure if this is resin or polymer clay. It's very light, so I want to think that that's probably resin too. And wire armature, so very posable body when it comes to the deer tar part. Amazing joints, very amazing doll. So I consider him part of my ball jointed doll collection, and wanted to do a little spotlight on him. Okay, let's move over to the last group of dolls here. These are all, like I said, considered to be the MSDs, the quarter scale dolls that I consider to be children, and in relation to my SD dolls. And a lot of these are Doll Zone, Doll in Mind hybrids. And this guy is a Doll in Mind Miru, and he's on an old Doll Zone body. It has a wonderful pair of articulated Doll Zone hands that need to be restrung. But he has a face up by Stio, and cute. I love Doll in Mind sculpts. I'm a big Doll in Mind fan, and part of what triggered this collecting all these this year was the fact that Doll in Mind discontinued all of their sculpts, and so I missed out on the initial sell, and so I have been this last year trying to get the ones that I could on the secondhand market, and I did pretty good. I'm just gonna hit all the. So this is a Doll in Mind. These two girls are Doll in Mind, and I guess that for some reason I was thinking there was another, but no, I think that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Doll in Mind hybrids. So this is a Doll in Mind Annabeth head that's meant to be a girl, but I enjoy it, really enjoy seeing it on a boy body. So he's actually on a Doll Zone, and that was the other thing, was that Doll Zone had discontinued this girl and boy body, and I love them so much. So I've been trying to collect those up too, and so I have quite a few of those bodies, boy and girl, so that I could make these hybrids. So this is he's actually, I put him back on this white skin body, and my wall head, which is in tan, took this tan body until her head comes in, or her body comes in. So this is this girl, she is she's a Doll Zone Rosemary, and I bought her because I wanted to steal her body, but I fell in love with her. She's wearing some purple Doll Bakery eyes. I fell in love with her, and so yeah, she's just too pretty. Love the Doll Zone body. I haven't actually experienced the newer ones, but these are the old not the old ones, but the recently discontinued Doll Zone MSD bodies. This is a Doll Zone Zoe on the I guess he's considered the light tan resin. I didn't realize that they had a darker and a lighter. I don't know if that was just different periods in Doll Zone tan production or what the deal is, but he's definitely significantly lighter than this darker Doll Zone tan. My Lorenas, my Doll in Mind Lorenas, open-eyed and half eyes or sleepy eyes. These two are on yeah, she's on a Doll Zone girl body, and this one is actually on the new Doll Leaves girl body, which is in so many ways so similar to this body. The hands are quite different, and I really like them. It's a very pretty body. You could do a lot worse than to get a Doll Leaves girl on this body. It's a gorgeous body. The face sculpts are gorgeous. But yeah, they make good hybrids for other MSDs too. So Doll and Mind hybrids. And oh, I meant to say, these girls both have face ups by Fitzwig, and they are sisters. Grievous Girl did this amazing face up on my Doll Zone Zoe. And this one was done by Stio. She'd actually blushed it to match this body. And I love the face up, but I've decided that I want him to be on this white skinned Doll Zone body, because I want to use this tan body for something else. So I don't know, we're gonna see how I feel about it. He might end up getting boosted off of this. That's a company default face up on the Doll Zone Rosemary, and this was a Stio face up too. These two Minifee girls, these three Minifee girls, they are all Minifee event heads. This is Elf Flam, so she's got the beautiful elf ears. This is Jury 11. She's a jury event head from 2011. And this is Elf Suni, and she was considered, it says jury on her head cap too, but I forget the year. I think she's a 2014 jury sculpt, but she's Elf Suni. Fitzwig did this Elf Suni and Elf Flam face ups. I had originally always wanted this sculpt to shell as Neela, because that was one of the things I did this year. Was my most important characters, I wanted to go ahead and shell them in quarter scale and third scale, so big and small. So this is considered big Neela. And she and her sister Elowen are children to my larger SDs. So I had originally wanted the jury sculpt for Neela because the kind of the smile, the mischievous look that this doll has was just perfect for Neela. But very hard to find this doll, and if I did find it, it would always be very expensive. So I decided to just go ahead and shell Neela as this Elf Suni instead. And Fitzwig did such an amazing job on her face up. Like, it's a very, very Neela face up. Wonderful job on it. But I ended up finding, well, I had seen this girl for a long time. I just decided that I was going to go for it. I was going to eat that expense and shell her as Neela because it was just too perfect. So she has the face up she came with, which she will keep for now. I might try to adjust it a little bit myself. I mean, it's a nice face up. It's a really nice face up, but that's why I would really have a hard time bringing myself to wipe it, but it's okay for now. And this is Elowen. This is Neela's little sister. I love the Elf Flam sculpt. I could have more of her. It can look so many different ways depending on how you paint it, and it is it is one of my favorite Minifee sculpts. Whenever I see it, it always catches my eye. I always like it. So that's Elowin and Neela, and these others don't strictly have nailed down names. They're going to be the witch children. So Suni will probably go in and become one of the elf children, or a changeling, or half-breed or something, because she does have the elf ears. But these are going to be the witch children, which is a kind of a side story that's part of the Eden Sphere story. And I'll talk with you guys more about that someday, maybe. You'll have to remind me. This is my Seed Dolls wall head that was also painted by Grievous Girl, and she just came back a day or two ago. She's on a temporary body. She has a Doll Zone kid body on order, you know, probably 6 or 7 months ago. So we know how it just takes a long time, anything from Doll Zone or Doll Chateau. So, yeah, did I say Doll Chateau kid body? Yeah, she's waiting for that to come in. And so when that body comes in, I will make a decision more about who she's going to be character-wise, if she's going to be in this group or she's going to be in the other group. Okay, I feel like this is, I think, Eve Dolls, Eve Studio Dolls, I want to say. I think she came in this year, and I just can't remember actually. But I haven't done much with her. I got her with the idea I was going to paint her and stuff, but she's so delicate. I'm just afraid to do anything with her that she's going to break. She has amazing articulation, and she hasn't broke or anything yet, but I'm super careful with her because she's made out of that printed plastic. Yep, so she's amazing. But painting her is very scary. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Finally got to make this video when I had everybody ready to go and had light. But Happy New Year, guys, and I want to try to make another video here that kind of wraps up the year, and then I can go into expectations for 2018. But all right, I'll see you guys later. Talk to you later. Bye.